Good evening, Rockets fans. Today we're going to be talking about Rockets versus the Suns yesterday. We had a great win. The Suns are a great team, although their standings doesn't showcase how great they actually are. My personal opinion, I think the worst thing that they did was lose out on Chris Paul, a veteran point guard, as the Rockets can tell you, does wonders for a team. Floor general, coach on the floor, you name it. And it's taken away from Devin Booker's talent, because if Devin Booker is able to just key in on scoring, being somewhat of a playmaker, he's able to be the Devin Booker that we all know and love. Kevin Durant's able to do him. And then there's somebody who's able to take that role as a creator of offense for the others and can still contribute. But that's my bid on the Suns. That's how I think that they could get better. They need to invest into a point guard and a seasoned one at that, if they want to turn that team around. They got all the talent in the world, but they don't have anybody at that point guard position that's worth their dime. Respectfully, though. But let's get right into it with the Rockets. In the first quarter, I want to showcase something that I've been talking about. We struggle when it comes to decision making on the fast break. Maybe it may be too fast paced, but we did a good job of decision making in this play here. Tari Eason with the great defensive play. Dylan Brooks then gets the ball back to Tari Eason as he runs the fast break. Him deciding that he doesn't have the numbers, pulls it out, gets it to the vet to start the play. The vet then sees that there's a wide open lane to the rim, takes it, and we get the easy two anyway. So that's a good opportunity when we're able to display patience, and it rewards us. I love for Amen Thompson to take a good look at this film. When it comes to that, he could do a lot better with his decision making on the fast break, because although this guy is an athlete out of this world and a future superstar in this league, NBA, he has a tendency of going up 3-on-1 on the fast break. Whether or not he has the numbers or not, he has a tendency of he gets the ball in the open court, he's gonna take that layup. And in the playoffs, in this next phase that we're going into as a team, we have to take advantage of every opportunity that we have, take great shots every single time down. And recently we started to get away from it, but now with this winning streak, we have gotten back to what makes us good. Speaking of the winning streak, it's been attributed to this big lineup. But first, I want to talk about the player of the game. Player of the game is Jalen Green. I want to talk about this move that he showcased here. It's a great move here. He has added the elbow jumper to his game, as I recommended. The next step for him is to get that jumper on either side of the elbow. So the right side of the free throw line and the left side of the free throw line, the opposite elbows. And that will be something that he can lean on come playoff time. It's always available, always able to get his shot off, and it's high efficiency if he's able to knock that down at a high clip. And then the next step is when you start seeing the opposite team making the adjustment and trying to take away that elbow jumper from you, getting overzealous, sell him with the pump fake, as you did on Devin Booker earlier in the game. Get him in the air, get to the free throw line. Efficiency, and you showcased that here, man. You had 29 points, 50% from the field, 50% from three. This guy Jalen Green is getting it. It's not going to be long before we've already have taken that next step. But I just want to give these guys their flowers, man, because they're doing what I'm asking them to do, which is if Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun play well at the same time, there's not a lot of teams in this NBA, in this league, that can play with us. If we have that two combination going and we have the talent that we have still on the court, there's not a lot of teams that could put up the points that we can. There's not a lot of teams that can play with us each and every night. And although we're a young team, understand it's games like these that we need to strive to, aim to play on a nightly basis. Because when we get games like this from Jalen Green, there's just certain games where where his talent shines and the game comes easy to him. I was looking up I think it was the third quarter, and he had 20 points, and it just didn't seem like he had 20 points. And those are the kind of games that you want to have where it's like, dang, this guy got 20 points. It's a quiet 20. And then before you know it, he has 30. And then those are how you able to get those 50 balls. Those are how you able to get those high-scoring games because you're able to get to your spots. Nobody's able to do anything with you because you already are one of the fastest players on the team. In the league. Already one of the more athletic players. Then you're taking great shots on top of that, getting your teammates involved, being the leader that you are, and bringing everybody else and making everybody else around you better while playing defense. That's all we can ask for, man. That's all we can ask for. And also, speaking of player of the game, I want to give a shout out to Sengun because this guy had 20 points and did not miss a shot the entire game. That is commendable. And he took a three-pointer to start the game off as well. So Alperen Sengun has been playing fantastic. The only shot that he missed in this game was from the free throw line, and he went 5 of 6, 83% free throw shooting. This dude is a monster. That's our all-star. But again, we are a two-headed monster. But it's interchangeable because there could be anybody that comes in and plays amazing. But if we can get consistency from these two guys, there's not a lot of teams in the league that could play with us, man. And we're starting to see it. When they put it together, the wins rack up. So that's a goal for next year, man, is just to get more games just like this game that we had against the Suns. Because after that, the sky is the limit. In the third quarter, something that Alperen Sengun can work on is the offensive fouls, man. You got to watch out for the elbows. You got to watch out for that offhand. Sometimes you're not even thinking about it, but it's going to come back to bite you, man. And what you don't want is to get an offensive foul at the wrong time, and it's one of those things where it fouls you out of a game because you may need to use all 6 of your fouls come playoff time, come the time when it's needed, and you don't want to get in foul trouble. You don't want to get in foul trouble, period, but you don't want to get taken out of the game when you are such a force on offense because of the offhand, the offensive fouls, the elbows, yada, yada, yada. That's the next step for Alperen Sengun. What I'm challenging him to do, man, is to try to just cut the elbow, cut that weakness out of your game. Offensive turnovers, the elbows, the offhand. I think he had another one with Kevin Durant. It was 2 offensive fouls that weren't super critical, and you haven't done it in a long time, but every now and again it just seems to rear its ugly head, and hopefully you're starting to pay attention and get that You don't want to have this come back to bite us in the wrong moment. Because it will. Because it will. Mark my words. Fourth quarter, I want to give Jabari Smith Jr. his flowers, taking the constructive criticism that I'm saying. I challenged him with the ball handling, and in this play here, he showcases that. I love to see it. You also had a nice assist to Landale, and you also had a nice assist to Şengün. You're creating for others and as well creating for yourself. And you're challenging one of the best to ever do it in Kevin Durant with that play. So it's an amazing job. Keep it up. We're going to need it in the playoffs. Don't get it twisted. We are going to need it in the playoffs. But stay strong in your shot selection. Be aggressive. Don't be timid. And, you know, don't be afraid in order to show your game at the highest level, man. We love you. We love you. We love you. And you are such an asset to our team. And I'm loving to see your game grow with this big lineup because everything is a mismatch. When you are on the floor, what's his name? Steven Adams is on the floor and Şengün's on the floor. Speaking of, and I want to finally end this off with Steven Adams, this big lineup, I know you don't get tossed out of the games a lot, but you are vital to our big lineup. And the Plumlee on the other side of the team, on the other side of the other team, the Phoenix Suns that is, was champion the fact that you got tossed. It's because without you, we can't run the big lineup like we think we can. So just understand how much of an asset you are on the floor, available. We need those Skechers, those Skechers fit, man. You don't think I didn't see those them orthopedic old man shoes, the gray shoes that you got, bro. We got to get you a sneaker brand. We got to get you an endorsement deal with Skechers or something, bro, because you have made those orthopedic shoes famous. I don't know what they're for. Maybe they're for your back. Maybe they're for your arch or whatever. But I look for those orthopedic shoes every time I see you on the floor, man. That's how you know it's an old man on the floor. But Steven Adams, man, just continue to play smart, man. Don't get tossed out because we need you. You great asset on the offensive glass. And that big lineup is super scary to the NBA, and they're taking notice. So we need them orthopedic shoes every night, man. When you see Steven Adams, throw up the orthopedic shoes. Peace, y'all.
I'm trying to famous. Ooh, I'm trying to famous.